this is not a personal attack, meaning we're not going to do the YouTube mudslinging back and forth and all of this crazy. That's not, you're going to get informed of a date. You're going to show up on that date. There's going to be a tribunal of elders. They're going to deal with the case. Like we said, we are the ones, we're the spokesmen for the community that's going to inform the community and you at the same time as to what it is right now. So this is not, we're not out here debating you. We're not challenging you to a debate. None of these things. We don't want to hear any of that talk that people that I've been hearing on YouTube that is so frequently being flown around where people are talking that stick talk and all. No, that's not what this is. This is your brothers who are protected by the community, who are a part of the community, stepping out and saying, Brother Polight is coming to an end right now, at this moment. It ends now, okay? Until we figure this shit out, until we clear it out, this is what it's gonna be, all right? Welcome to another episode, Underground Railroad Productions. I'm out here at BAM Dance Africa with the red and the blue pill, man. Welcome to the platform, brothers.
Peace. Peace, family.
So before Google centralized all the information in the world where somebody could type in a keyword and learn about any given subject, there was something loosely called a conscious community, aka a dark matter think tank, aka whatever else names. Metaphysical underground, where information got centralized. What do I mean by that? In a typical organization, typical religion, you're restricted to a certain belief system. Within this so-called community, there was Moors, there was Christians, there was metaphysicians, there was whatever you was into, you could come with this community, bring your information, and people could pick and choose, and I guess you could say mix and match the information to their liking. Since we was separated in the diaspora, we know our information was separated into different, religions or belief systems. So that's the purpose. I like the way the Buddhists do this. I like the way so-and-so do this. I like the way so-and-so do that. Because of that, there's not a traditional leader. There's not a traditional person overseeing people. One of the most confusing things that I've encountered within this community is what people will call loosely the Moorish information. When people start talking about sovereignty, when people start talking about, you don't have to pay taxes, when people start talking about property, when people start talking about placing liens on things, it gets real confusing. One of the brothers in the community that has been known for dealing with this similar information, UCC code, all of that, Brother Polight. We've been hearing bad things about Brother Polight for quite some time. Good things and bad things. Today, y'all here to address some of the things that have been going on. And I want to get your take on it. I don't know if it's Brother Polight per se. I don't know if it's these teachings per se that needs to be abandoned.
But there's a lot of complaints out there going on. Within this, I'm gonna be a sovereign. I got the UCC. I got my paperwork. I'm going to do this to real estate and get this for free, tax free, whatever. So this problem has been going on for quite some time.
Yeah.
I guess it's come to a head with this brother Polight, with brother Polight. Talk to me about what's going on in the community. How can we remedy this? And talk to the individuals that's been reaching out lately.
First and foremost, we want to be fair to our brother to say that, like you said, this wasn't a situation that originated with Brother Polight in regards to the complaints centered around UCC or some of the information that has been erroneously attributed to Moors per se. Now, that is not to say that there's no validity to this information. Some of this information has been misappropriated, and you know, because it is a practice, right? Pretty much how we might see the medical establishment, you know what I'm saying? And it is not a religion, and it is not centered in a methodology that is proven to be without its flaws because it mutates constantly,
Changes.
right? And changes. Then there have been continuous complaints. There has been continuous trip-ups. There has been more failures than accomplishments. But that's not to say that there's nobody out there that is not doing it, quote-unquote, correct. Now, there's a lot of ideological premises that come along to someone who says they're, quote-unquote, sovereign in a community or a situation or a society in which everybody is, in some form or another, slave to this system.
Yes.
So, in essence, what they're talking about is private and public citizens. You know what I'm saying? Debtors and creditors, and there's a lot of things that people who know those terminologies or know the nuances that go along with that, they know based on the criteria that would denote one to be a private citizen. Somebody that's a public figure is not a private citizen.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that cancel themselves out. In regards to our brother Polight, I think that we're talking about a conflagration of situations that have finally reached a particular pitch or precipice in the community that will not allow individuals such as me and my brother to be silent anymore. And the only reason that we even have something to say on this matter is because, once again, we're erroneously looked at as being in the brother Polight business because we provided the initial platform for the brother to be brought forth to a wider audience. Okay? Shout out to the brother King Simon. And of course the role that he had played initially with forging the stage that our brother was able to stand upon, and No Ledge Radio as well for offering the platform that brother was able to torpedo into the larger, broader consciousness of, you know, of the world. And then of course, the majority of the audience will probably know his third incarnation into that accelerated limelight by way of Sa-Neter's platform. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But there was a collective effort to propel this brother who we all collectively saw as genius. You know what I'm saying? We felt that it was necessary that there was a pedigree of information that brother represented or presented to a larger audience, that we felt that it needed to be heard by said mass audience, because if the true calling is to uplift fallen humanity, then at some point you have to go amongst humanity.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? We've spoken to our brother Polight on many occasions, behind the scenes, you know, not too many times on camera or on radio, you know what I'm saying, to allow our brother room to grow, because our brother is young and the brother comes from where we come from, i.e. the streets. And we know that there's certain growing pains that go along with it. We're familiar with his story, all right? So we've allowed our brother that ability to correct whatever errors he may have made, okay, as minimal as they may have been in our eyesight. You know what I'm saying? But when those errors or the accusation of those errors have now reached a precipice where we can't minimize the size or the scope of those particular errors or the amount of the complaints that have come to the forefront, then as a platform that was once associated with the brother, we have to make public statements and public announcements to disassociate ourselves with this particular brother until he answers those claims. All right? And this goes back, again, to the whole concept of moral science, dealing with claims, you know what I'm saying? And dealing with paperwork, all right? And dealing with all of these things in the public domain that happened in private. So we're looking at the reverse cycle that is no longer befitting to the health of the humanity of the community, because it is pulling the community in a direction in which the community says collectively that they don't want to participate in. So we have been commissioned by the community to say something on behalf of the community.
We are representing a collective voice of the community, which consists of the elders, as well as the viewer audience, as well as the brothers and sisters who have done business in behalf of the brother's name or whatnot. We were contacted and we were informed to let the brother know publicly, not privately, but publicly, that the elders amongst our community are willing to come together and form a tribunal to bring the brother up on charges of fraud and doing the people dirty, of financial fraud, of robbery and things of that nature.
It's worth noting that with all things, the brother's innocent till proven guilty. So this tribunal that the brother's speaking of is something this investigatory in nature, meaning that they will be launching their own level of inquiry into whether there's any validity into these charges, because there's too many charges, right? The volume has gotten to a fever pitch where it's too high to ignore at this particular time, and there are many people with grievances in the community, and the pain of the community now is collectively felt. So it's no longer hurting individuals. If we're looking at the community as a body, the body is cancerous. Okay, so in order to stop that cancer from spreading, it has to be isolated. All right, so the elders in the community are saying that at this point they have to step forward and do what is responsible of the council of elders who have been called forth on so many occasions, and now they're stepping forward to deal with the situation. Once again, this is not a personal attack on our brother Polight, because that is our brother, all right? And I don't know if anything will change the fact that, yes, that's our brother, all right? There was nothing but a undying, unrelenting love for him, unwavering love for our brother, okay? To ascend to the necessary heights to be able to provide not only for his family, but to add on to the legacy of the elders in which torch he carried, all right? And you know what I'm saying, and in a wider purvey of what it is that we saw this brother was capable of, right? Bringing some credulence to the community as a whole, right? Who at this particular point lacked a spokesman, lacked somebody who was articulate enough to get in front of cameras and on that stage to articulate what the community stood for. That doesn't make the person a quote-unquote leader. That makes the person a spokesman.
Facts.
There's a difference. You feel me?
Facts.
So
as Brother Blue Pill stated, you know, I pretty much, you know, he basically said what needs to be said in an expert way, might I add, you know what I mean? And, you know, I just want the truth to come out.
Man, I've sat back and I observed the way that our brother has chose to answer these accusations. And the answers are less than forthcoming. In my personal opinion, this is not a judgment against you. I'm just saying I'm using my own level of discernment, okay? And if something be wrong with me, then so be it. But my own level of discernment tells me that the shit don't sit right, all right? And that's not why we're making this particular statement. Like I said, we were commissioned by the community, the elders in the community, to inform you in public
And the community.
community as to what has been decided is going to take place to get to the bottom of this situation. Because as I heard you say on your live stream the other day, okay, there's something about this community that you're addicted to. You can't let it go and you can't get away from it. So, with that being said, okay, we would expect you to respect, okay, how things in this particular community are being done. Because the absence of tribunals, the absence of any level of, rules of decorum or regulation has led to a situation that not only you have been accused of, but there's many other people in this community that have been accused of abusing people, all right? And the position in this community, first and foremost, supposed to be, right, that we are a people who are coming together to heal from our wounds, from abuse. But because many of us are abused and we haven't dealt with our healing, then abuse only begets abuse, all right? Hurt people, and I love you, Brother Polight, and I love Aminette, I love your family, and we are available to do anything that we have to do to help you remedy whatever situation that you have. You understand? Whatever that you need to talk about. Whatever that you want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? We as a community, we as healers, we as your extended family have to be the ones to say, look, we're willing to step forth to help you and to shield you from anything outside that might want to cause you harm based on the harm that you have caused on others. Supposedly. Allegedly. All right? So like I said, man, this is from the heart. Bro, you already know what it is, man. All right? We don't hold no contempt for you. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I can't say that the shit that I'm looking at doesn't make me upset. I can't say that the shit that you're being accused of hasn't trickled down in the community and caused hurt and pain on others. I can't say that every fucking where that I go in every city that I'm in, people is running down on me asking me, what's good with your bro? That's not for me to answer. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be a crime to ignore that.
I expect you to provide that general answer because ultimately I can't speak on you just like you can't speak on me. But what I always have done is try my hardest to defend your name because I put value to it. You understand? And we've added value to your name amongst the years and never got a cent in return and never expected one. You understand? It was out of love, a genuine fucking love that comes from people who come from something. We don't come from nothing. So we come from something so we understand what it means to add on to something. All right? And that's why we did whatever was in our power to propel you to the levels and the heights that was needed and necessary for you to shed light on the rest of the world.
As Blue Pill so eloquently stated, this is not a personal attack, meaning we're not going to do the YouTube mudslinging back and forth and all of this crazy. That's not, you're going to get informed of a date. You're going to show up on that date. There's going to be a tribunal of elders. They're going to deal with the case. Like we said, we are the ones, we're the spokesmen for the community that's going to inform the community and you at the same time as to what it is right now. So this is not, we're not out here debating you. We're not challenging you to a debate. None of these things. We don't want to hear any of that talk that people that I've been hearing on YouTube that is so frequently being flown around where people are talking that stick talking. No, that's not what this is. This is your brothers who are protected by the community, who are a part of the community, stepping out and saying, Brother Polight is coming to an end right now, at this moment. It ends now, okay? Until we figure this shit out, until we clear it out, this is what it's gonna be, all right?
Okay, so I reached out to a sister who had made a YouTube video because I usually mind my business on YouTube and I don't even have a Facebook account, but I decided that I was gonna reach out to this particular sister and see what's going on. So I did that. I asked the sister what was going on, give me some specific details. She refused to. When I asked why, the sister said, you know, she's kind of embarrassed. And a lot of people are embarrassed as well. So without specific details, and then when I reach out to Brother Polight and he blatantly denies the situation, it's kind of hard to say who's telling the truth. A brother reaches out to you from halfway across the world, you say what happened, they don't want to tell you what happened, but you think he might be telling the truth. It's kind of hard to, you know, accuse somebody of doing that when there's no specific details. This happened on a couple of occasions with individuals. How should we handle situations like that where individuals say they've been conned, scammed, whatever word you want to use, but they don't want public attention? That was one word they used, and they don't want to go into specific details out of embarrassment. So they say.
That is one of the reasons in this case specifically, because of the intricate, you know, the intricacies that have presented itself in the case of fraud dealing with private business. Remember, this is private business between one party and another party, and I'm sure that there's contracts and I'm sure that there's all kind of paperwork involved. So as a result of that, that's why the elders have decided to form what is known as a tribunal. A tribunal would afford the parties who have been quote unquote afflicted to come forward with what do they call that? Yeah, an anonymity. In an anonymous way, they'll be able to present their discrepancy. They'll be able to present their claims against the brother to a panel of brothers and sisters who they can trust will protect them. Because keep in mind, it's about being able to trust the people that you're giving the information to, and it's also knowing that you're going to be protected. So that's why the platforms, more specifically, these are not me and my brother, it's not individual teachers who are just, you saw a whole bunch of teachers just come up to us when we were doing the video. We're not allowing individual teachers to come forward and be like, yo, I want to know. These are the platforms that this is Know the Ledge. These are the platforms that you stood on. This is Black Magic 363 and other platforms. We have to now say, brothers and sisters, we're going to protect you. You need to come forward and you need to be honest. Don't come with no fucking, don't come playing games where you trying to extort the brother. You want to know. There's going to be an honest investigation where the receipts and other things, the paperwork, these things have to be presented.
There's going to be an honest inquiry into the claims, because if you claim to be the leader of the community, then the fact that you are infringing on members of the community is reflective on the community. You know what I'm saying? So the elders of the community are saying, look, they're going to investigate what these claims are. You understand? So we are just looking to call forth those that have contacted us and other platforms on numerous occasions to say, look, it's time that you bring forth your information and your evidence. You know what I'm saying? So it can be weighed by the elders. Now, going back to this whole concept of quote-unquote community and speaking for the community, right? And our reluctance to do such in the past is because the concept of the community is a very amorphous concept. You understand? Meaning that it doesn't really exist. There is no quote-unquote community. There are individuals. It's an ambiguous term. It's an ambiguous concept. You can't really put your hands on it. You feel me? They don't show up at 227 Webster's Place every Tuesday for you to take motherfucking a roll call. You know what I'm saying? And tally. You know, we don't have minutes for the meetings. You understand? We don't have no contact information. You're not a card-carrying member per se. All right? So people bounce in and they bounce out. You have been on platforms that have a global reach. There are people that are not part of the quote-unquote conscious community that have done business with the brother that have grievances. Now, are they part of the conscious community because they feel that they have been defrauded by someone who presents themselves as a leader of the conscious community, or the fact that they got paperwork from somebody in the conscious community, or they were looking for paperwork, does that make them members of the conscious community because they have motherfucking status correction?
Yeah, how does that work?
Huh? How does this shit work? It makes no sense. So we're here talking about something that initially made no fucking sense. And I tried to tell people from the door, stop saying conscious, quote-unquote, community per se. What is the criteria for that? You're going to put yourself into a bubble that's going to eventually burst. And now we're here, the shit done burst, and the toxicity of that bubble has done sprayed on everybody. So everybody's feeling the burn. Okay? So we're talking specifically to people, to individuals, all right? To said persons out there who have grievances and who have been afflicted, right, by what they claim to be fraud, all right? If you're my brother or my sister, I see people every day in these streets all around this fucking world. You don't have to have locks in your fucking head and cowrie shells, all right? Or dashiki on for me to talk to you as my brother and my sister.
Facts.
For me to give you motherfucking cloth talk. For me to care for you like you one of my own. If I got $1 in my pocket, I'm giving you 50 cents. Period. I do it for homeless people all day. They not card-carrying members of the community. All right? So if the charge was to uplift fallen humanity, that does not mean this small fucking circle that is called the quote-unquote conscious community. Whatever the fuck that is, all right? So the people, the actual claimants, you need to step forth and you need to bring your information, all right?
Your truth.
You need to bring your truth because it's going to stop here one way or another. The brother will be vindicated one way or the brother will be, you know what I'm saying, held to whatever motherfucking criteria the accused stand or the accused that have been found guilty stand to be rendered justice on.
So last question, y'all. I appreciate the talk. Like I said, this whole sovereignty, UCC, property thing, it's been around before, Brother Polight. He didn't invent it. Is it time, do you think it's time for brothers and sisters that's into this whole Moorish or sovereignty movement, is it time to give that shit up and stop teaching that? Because I've heard so many people lose their money in the last, let's say, 15 years of my life since I was 20. That is to the point, like, why are people still doing this? But then I hear some success stories. So I'm like, oh, are they just doing it wrong? So are these people doing it wrong? Or is it time just to get rid of this shit altogether? Sovereignty, UCC, I'm a free citizen, I don't have to pay, I'm not a straw man, that shit.
Again, it's a matter of personal preference and opinion because we do not govern what the people do or how the people feel or what they're gonna do or how they act, and I'm not babysitting you or in your fucking house 24/7. You know what I'm saying? We are only speaking to the people about something that is a piece of information at the end of the day that we feel could bring value to your life based on the fact that if we have been able to identify that your slavery may be continuing in this particular way, you're a paper slave and you have these contracts that have you, you know what I'm saying, looked at upon as less than a man, and that might be the reason why said adversaries are infringing upon you in a way in which you can't find no level of redress. Then it's our duty to say, look, you might want to look into this, or you might want to look into this, or you might want to look into this. And ultimately, it's like, got yourself a gun? Or some shit like that. So there's extremities to this shit. You feel me? If not one thing, it's the other. Or there's nothing. You feel me? And people could just acquiesce with being whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying, the quote-unquote 85ers are, have acquiesced to be.
Yes.
You could just be a slave with no remedy, period.
For the brothers
Some people
and
is
sisters,
cool with that.
For the brothers and sisters,
And so be it.
who have these terms attached to their names or to their organizations, where when that word comes up, they think about you. Your responsibility in 2017, because the government or the de facto government that
just say the Moors. Let's just say the name.
No,
the Moors.
we can't just say the Moors because it's bigger than just the Moors, my good brother. There's bigger than just the Moors. There's people that saying, there's people who have debated the Moors that's running around talking about what they can help you get and what.
Let's be very clear.
Let's be very clear.
Brother Polight does not identify himself as a Moor. So even the fact that he was selling paperwork and status correction is not to be looked upon as a blight on the Moors, because he wasn't doing it in the name of the Moors.
Facts.
He was doing it in the name of New Covenant. You know what I'm saying? And that has to be explained. You know what I'm saying? Is that an ambiguous term?
Yes.
Is that an ambiguous concept? You feel me? Or does it have foundation and reality in which we can speak to it specifically to say, you know, I get that. That's what this is. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes it separate from this.
Yeah.
You understand? And again,
who's out there giving updates as to what new statutes are in the book? What changed? How did the Matrix respond to the onslaught of the paperwork in 2012, 13, and 14?
How did it respond to the onslaught of paperwork in 2001?
And one prior, before the damn towers fell.
Okay.
So, who's responsible enough to come forward and to give disclaimers before you fill out this paperwork, before you go into these jurisdictions, before you go into this dragon court? You could lose your head, because this is what's happening all around the goddamn United States of America. They're giving out 40, they're giving out 30, they're giving out 20 and 10 to these paper terrorists is what they're calling them. So you have pushback. You have a counterintelligence movement against the claims and the shit that you're saying that you're doing, and nobody is warning the people. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. That's not righteous. But you accepting payments. Everybody running around with these remedies, but you're not proving it. My whole thing is this. If you're gonna run around on some sovereign shit, you better show and prove. Show me the motherfucking receipts. I need to see that land that you've been talking about. I need to see them houses that you've been talking about. Whatever these people, whoever's making claims that they can magically make some stuff disappear, or they can magically get you these acres of land, you have to show and prove. This is a visual era right now. You got Facebook Live and Instagram. You should be showing people clips of some stuff. I don't see that from anybody. I really don't see that. So let's kill that. There's
a lot of niggas out there.
It's a lot of niggas out there.
Okay, we got a laundry list.
There's a laundry list.
So,
you know what I mean? You got people. I mean, I could go in, but come on, fam. Like, we've been getting sold these dreams for so many years by so many individuals speaking about so much stuff that they could do. This shit is Fantasy Island at this point. You niggas are worse than the rappers. Y'all are mumble rapping right now. Like I said, this is trap consciousness. Everybody out here trapping. You know what I'm saying? You out here trapping whatever sounds good. Y'all remixing Myra L's work. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Y'all remixing all of this Delbert Blair's work. Rest in peace. A lot of remixes taking place, and I don't see nothing. I don't see, how is it that it's all of these sovereigns and nobody is doing election a building that they own? Niggas gotta go home. How is it that there's sovereigns in the street and there's more, I could count the homeless people, the homeless teachers on my hands, and I still need my toes to count them. They don't got places to live and sleep. People come into New York for lectures and they gotta go in Airbnb it or stay in hotels. If it's all of this goddamn, all of this land and all of these houses, it's not real, family. We gotta be honest about it. Huh?
No taxation without representation.
No taxation without representation. We need to see, we from the show me state, we gotta start seeing proof of the claims, that these lofty claims that all of these individuals are giving these people and taking advantage of them, because the shit got to stop. The buck stops here, bro. It stops here. So salute to the elders, salute to the community, ashe to everybody who has been doing the work to bring a light. Your work is not unnoticed. Salute to everybody who is standing on their truths. And I want to say personally to everybody that has been harmed out there, to all of the families, to the women who have called me up crying, to the brothers who have called me up where their voices are clearly shaken. And then all of these things, we just want to say sorry. Just want to say sorry.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? And we promise you that we're going to do everything in our powers to make all of us, ourselves included, better businessmen and make sure that this community functions in a more healthier manner from this point forward. And that's a fact.
We have to bring the elders back. This Macaulay Culkin shit has have to stop in the community. All right? These is fucking children home alone in the mansion. It has to stop because the disrespect for the elders, we're going to address that shit next. Peace.
Peace, family. This Brother Rich from UGR, urging all my viewers and subscribers to help support the channel by donating just $1 to the UGR PayPal account. We appreciate the viewership and support, and we understand the power of $1. If you benefit in any way, shape, or form, we ask that you donate $1, whether it be monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, or yearly, so that we can build our brand to compete with the NBCs, the MTVs, and the Foxes of the world. I figure since Kanye could ask Mark Zuckerberg for $1 billion, I can ask my subscribers to donate $1 so I can make the best possible content possible. The main objective of this channel is to inspire you to become the greatest version of yourself. So hopefully throughout the years of you watching this program, you have been inspired to become the greatest version of yourself. If you would like to donate, you could go to www.paypal.com and send a donation to richandmerit7@yahoo.com. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your program.